I tell you, this black card is liquid gold. You could be facing prison time, honey, and you can get away with all of it. All because of that black girl magic. This video, we're going to take a look at how Marilyn's friends, including Benjamin Crump, comes to her aid to stand up and rally around her to say, you know what? Okay, she may have been found guilty of these crimes, but she should not go to prison for 40 years. And so they've also rallied around and made petitions to have them go to Joe Biden for her to get a pardon of her crimes. And so today the sentencing happened, and Marilyn Mosby did not get 70 years in prison. She did not get 40 years in prison. Hell, she didn't get a day in prison. But she did get house arrest. So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. You can do the crime, but you don't have to do the time. You can just spend it at spas, lounging at your pool, playing with your books and doing whatever you do, but you don't have to spend any time in jail. Because if you're Marilyn Mosby, that's exactly what happens. You get off scot-free. Why? Because of the black girl magic.
Good afternoon. My name is Angela Rye, and I'm proud to stand alongside Marilyn Mosby with so many Justice for Marilyn Mosby supporters. As you all know, today she's facing a sentencing. The things that she has been convicted of, when you look at the terms, the sentencing time, it could be up to 40 years. We've heard in the courtroom today that it will not likely be anywhere near that. Nevertheless, Marilyn is still up against attacks. The prosecution was asked by this judge today, who were the victims in these alleged crimes? And the prosecution said, that's a good question. And so today we have the same question. Who are the victims? Today, Marilyn's kids are with her in this courtroom. They would be the victims. The folks who've been impacted by watching someone who stood up for us, stood up for justice for us, we're all the victims.
Seen that, heard that, good. Based on what Miss Angela Rye just said here in her activism for Marilyn Mosby, she says, where's the crime? Who has been hurt by this crime? And I'd like to flip that and ask, when it comes to the Donald Trump case in New York City that Letitia James is pushing forward, or the hush money case that they're pushing forward, or the documents case that they're pushing for, any one of the Donald Trump cases that they're pushing forward, I would have to say, ma'am, who has this hurted? Who has it hurted? As she says here for Miss Mosby, who has been found guilty, by the way, who has done the crime, by the way. There's proof that she's done the crime, by the way. There's evidence of the crime, by the way. But she stands there and says, who has she hurted? She hasn't hurt nobody. Nobody. They can't prove that she's hurt anybody, even though she's done these things. Donald Trump? There's no evidence of any of these things that they're charging him with. This hush money trial in New York is a dog and pony show. The Letitia James is a dog and pony show. They have no evidence. They're pulling things out of midair to do this. But Mosby, they have the documents, they have paperwork, they have witnesses, they have all of these things. And the only reason she's not going to jail is because she's a mother, is what they say. But look at them try to persecute Donald Trump on these made up charges, these trumped up charges. And I ask you, who has he hurted? She says here, well, the daughters are being hurted. We, the activists, we, the community, we, her people are being hurted by this. Then I'd say the same thing on Donald Trump's behalf. We, the people, are being hurted by this dog and pony show that they're doing with all of these different trials and all of these different courts, with all of these different cases. We, the people. And so is the daughters being hurt by this, because Donald Trump is truly being persecuted because there's no evidence. It's all trumped up. But Mosby, there is evidence. It's not trumped up. But yet you stand there and say, who has she heard it?